Well, good day, everyone. This is the continuation of my travels from the week before. I went from Portland, Oregon, to a very small island in Quebec where we actually end up camping for a weekend. I just love that part of Quebec. It's beautiful. It's still very wild in a way. And we do see a lot of Americans because the Canadian dollar is much weaker. And another thing, you don't really have to worry about French because in those touristy areas, everyone speaks English. So here's what we did on Lievres.
Every summer I get this craving to smell the sea and watch some shorebirds. So we always go somewhere, mostly camping actually. This year we decided to stay in Quebec because the St. Lawrence River has so many spectacular islands that you can camp out or rent a little cottage and stay. And of course a lot of shorebirds come here to nest. So this year we are staying on the island that's called the Lievres or Hare Rabbit Island. Apparently there are a lot of rabbits, we haven't seen any yet. But what we are seeing a lot of are eiders. Right now they are rearing their young. So you see mothers and little chicks all over the waterfront, everywhere. This island was actually closed off to the public for like forever. And they opened up this area just a few years back. There's still areas on the island that you can't go on because it's a bird sanctuary. So I feel kind of privileged being able to visit a bird sanctuary right in Quebec. Hey, hold my hat. I'm gonna check out those eiders. And you know that mother eiders, if they notice that another mother is not taking good care of her chicks, she will kind of go and steal them from that mother. This is all, of course, with good intentions of trying to rear that brood properly. They're just such interesting birds, eiders.
Hi, David. When I read this question from Marion Price, it actually made me chuckle. So I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. So here's what she writes. In the past, I have seen a flock of turkeys come out of the woods behind my house, but they don't stay long. Recently, there has been a solitary female turkey seen on many occasions. She rolls around in the dirt at the edge of the woods and sometimes in one of my flower beds. Then she flaps her wings and shakes off the dirt. Is this a bath? Or if it's not, then what's she doing?
Hi, Marion. Aren't you the lucky one to get occasional visits from not one, but a whole flock of wild turkeys? Well, at least I think so. That must be something to see when that single female enthusiastically rolls around the dirt, although I'm sure you're not too happy when she does it in your flower garden. Anyway, you've answered your own question. The turkey's definitely taking a dust or sand bath. It's all part of their regular routine of keeping their feathers in top condition and from becoming matted. The dust actually absorbs excess oil and then it's shed, and dry skin and other debris is also expelled with the dust. They do this particularly in dry weather, either while nesting or before or after molting their feathers, and may do it several times a day. They'll sometimes spend considerable time rolling around in anthills or decayed logs because the ants they acquire in their feathers while doing this secrete formic acid, which can kill various feather parasites like lice or mites. But let's talk about that flower bed. What you could do is actually allocate a special sun-exposed section as the turkey's official dusting area, or even build a dust bath by providing a dry, sunny area free of clumps, rocks, or plants, and filling it with some fine-grained soil. Make it large enough for several birds, add a shelter nearby for them to retreat to when predators threaten, and prune any shrubs or plants around it to prevent predators from concealing themselves at the bath's edge. And voila, you have created a spa for wild turkeys.
Lately, I've been talking about how smart birds can be, and every week we seem to find at least one study that shows us how smart they really are. A new study from the University of Vienna involving Indonesian cockatoos proved that these birds can make some serious economic decisions. Indonesian cockatoos, just like many other parrots, just love cashews. They prefer this treat over anything else in the world. So basically there were three scenarios. Scenario number one. A cockatoo was presented with a pistachio right in front of it, and a cashew was hidden in the box with the tool presented to open the box. Guess what happened? The cockatoo went for the cashew, picked up the tool, and actually opened the box. The second scenario, there is a pistachio right in front of the cockatoo. There is another pistachio in the box and a tool presented. Well, the cockatoo went for the pistachio in front of it. I mean, why work so hard to get to something that you don't really like that much? And a third scenario, there is a pistachio right in front of the cockatoo. There's a cashew in the box, but a wrong tool is presented to open the box. And guess what? The cockatoo went for the pistachio in front of it. They're so smart. I mean, why use something that doesn't really work? I know some people, when they see a pistachio, the only tool they're looking for is a bottle opener. Malta, so much history in there, such a beautiful island, and they're still hunting the endangered European turtle dove. Well, there is some good news there, though. For the first time, Malta is creating 8 special protection areas for endangered seabirds, and that includes birds like Yelkone shearwater, Scopalis shearwater, and the European storm petrel. This doesn't directly affect the turtle dove, but at least Malta has agreed to follow the European bird directives, which means eventually the turtle dove hunt will become illegal. What do you think about the Brexit vote? I'm a bit concerned, to be honest with you, because at the moment the UK has to follow really strict EU habitat and EU bird directives, and I'm afraid, just like many other environmentalists, that after separating from the EU, they will have a chance to revise all the laws that are now protecting all sorts of endangered species, and perhaps it will not be the best for the birds. Let me know what you think. Let's open up a forum. We'll call it Birds and Brexit. Well, Arizona is certainly one of the most popular places for summer birding festivals. Coming up at the beginning of August is the Southeast Arizona Birding Festival that takes place in Tucson. Keynote speakers are Jeffrey Gordon, the president of the American Birding Association, and Sherry Williamson, the hummingbird expert. Right after the festival, it's the American Birding Association Birding Rally. Check out the link to this video where you can see why Arizona is so amazing for bird watching. So let's check out the top 5 this week. And the winner is Dennis Stroud. He lives in Florida. He has actually a few of Brome's feeders. We decided to send him a peanut feeder because we're seeing a lot of young birds around all the feeders, especially woodpeckers. I hope you'll enjoy this, Dennis. Congratulations. Send us pictures to photos@bromebirdcare.com. Well, farewell for now. Don't be shy to voice your opinion about birds and Brexit. Enjoy the summer while the birds are still around.